What's up everybody, it's the Horror Wombat and I hope you guys had a happy new year. So you read the title and probably thought to yourself, wow, are they seriously making a Mickey Mouse horror movie? Well guess what? This title was actually kind of a lie.
Bruh.
Because they're actually making two Mickey Mouse horror movies, not to mention a Mickey Mouse horror video game? So recently, the original version of Mickey Mouse, aka the Steamboat Willie version, just entered the public domain, which means people can now use Mickey Mouse in their projects while being devoid of copyright. And boy did people jump to that idea immediately, because just recently, two new horror movies and a video game centered around Mickey Mouse were both announced. Now the first movie in question is called Mickey's Mousetrap, which is essentially just a run-of-the-mill cheap slasher movie in which the killer wears a Mickey Mouse mask. And that's pretty much it. But wait, there's more, because literally the day after that was announced, there was news about another Mickey Mouse related horror movie, with this one following a sadistic mouse who torments a group of unsuspecting ferry passengers. Now, as for the video game, which is called Infestation 88 by the way, it's a co-op survival game in which you have to exterminate a bunch of mutated rodents, including one in particular that's based off, you guessed it, Mickey Mouse. So all of this really begs the question, what's the point of all this? What's the point of taking an iconic character like Mickey Mouse and making it into all these messed up horror characters? To be completely honest, these are just cheap cash grabs. They serve no purpose other than to make money, and using characters like Mickey Mouse is obviously going to grab the attention of many people. Although, to be fair, this is not the first time a horror movie based off of a public domain property was made. I'm sure many of you will remember just last year we got the all-time classic that was Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. In 2022, Winnie the Pooh entered the public domain, and wouldn't you know it, it became a horror movie. Now, it's no surprise that critically, the movie was a disaster. But for a no-budget slasher movie that had a very limited theatrical release, it actually did pretty good at the box office, making over $5 million worldwide. I mean, heck, it's already getting a sequel very soon. So now that Mickey Mouse is in the public domain, it's safe to say we'll definitely be getting even more weird iterations of the character. But actually, that's not where the story ends, because another character that recently went in the public domain was Peter Pan, and surprise surprise, it's also being turned into a horror movie. Oh, and guess what? They're also making a Bambi horror movie and a Cinderella horror movie.
Oh my god!
So as you can see, this is definitely the new popular trend we're going to be seeing in the horror genre, one in which I'm deeming as the public domain horror movie era. Just a wave of cheaply made horror movies, oh, and video games too, that serve no purpose other than to make money off of a famous public domain property. In fact, Twitter user diggity probably said it best. Something goes public domain, someone makes a cheap slasher movie, it's trash, repeat. Who knows, maybe in a few years when Donald Duck enters the public domain, they'll make a Donald Duck horror movie. Maybe they'll call it The Quackening, Donald's Nightmare. Oh god, that sounds really dumb. Anyways, those were my brief thoughts about the new Mickey Mouse horror stuff and a whole new wave of public domain horror movies. What are your guys' thoughts about all of this? Do you think it's dumb? Do you think it's funny? Do you think it's both? Actually, here's a banger of a question I got for you guys. If you could make a horror movie based off any public domain property, what would it be? I'd love to hear your responses in the comments down below. Of course, if you enjoyed my commentary and you would like to see more in the future, consider subscribing because it would really help my channel out. But that's all I got for you guys today. See ya.